Ever wonder why some people can sell anything, while others talk their hearts out and still hear that one deadly phrase, "Let me think about it"? I've been there, selling without even knowing what level I was at. I used to think I was doing great, until the customer smiled and said, "I'll talk to my wife first." And you know what? That sentence, "I'll ask my wife," is the most polite breakup line in sales. So today, let's talk about the 5 levels of selling, from blind hope to selling with your heart. Because once you understand this, you'll realize sales isn't about convincing people to buy. It's about helping them want to buy. Level 1. Selling with hope and prayer. Ah yes, the innocent phase. You walk into the world of sales full of passion, bright smile, big dreams, thinking, if someone just buys, I'll finally hit my KPI. Then you meet your first customer. You talk and talk, pour your heart out, and end with those puppy eyes. "Please help me out, sir. It's the end of the month." Customer smiles politely. "Yeah, I'll think about it." You go home, open your fridge, and stare at a bottle of water that suddenly feels like you. Clear, cold, and tasteless. At this level, you're basically selling with hope. Like confessing love to your crush, but you can't explain why they should love you back. And the result? No one buys. And if they do, it's out of pity. Level 2. Selling with information. After a few rejections, you think, okay, I need to know more. You memorize every detail, every feature, every specification. Then you meet a customer and transform into a walking Google. This model has 5 layers: titanium core, made in Germany, 12-month warranty. You don't let them say a word. They nod politely, checking their watch, but mentally, they've gone home for dinner. I once saw a salesman talk nonstop for 8 minutes about an air fryer. When he finally stopped to breathe, the customer asked, "So, can it fry fish?" Here's the truth. Information doesn't make people trust you. They don't buy knowledge. They buy peace of mind. Level 3. Selling with skill plus process. Now you're evolving. You realize sales isn't luck. It's structure. You start learning the 5-step closing formula, the 7 stages of selling, how to handle objections. And suddenly, things make sense. Before, you said, "My product is really good, sir." Now you ask, "What challenges do you usually face with your current solution?" You listen. You respond only when it matters. You start recognizing customer types. The fast decision maker. Go straight to results. The analytical type. Give them the details. The emotional typely. Tell a relatable story. You control your tone, your pace, your silence. You read their expressions. The crossed arms, the tilted head. I once saw a top salesman in action. The client asked, "How can you be so sure this product is really that good?" He smiled and said, "I'm not sure you'll believe me, but the 48 customers before you did, and they're still using it." The client paused, then said, "I'll take 2. That's the power of skill. Saying less, but hitting the mark. Yet, here's the thing. If you stop here, people may remember your product, but not you. Level 4. Selling with stories and emotion. This is where you realize people don't buy logically. They buy emotionally and justify it logically. They feel first, think later. And stories are how you make them feel. When you tell a story real, natural, maybe a bit funny, the customer sees themselves in it. Instead of saying, "This machine saves 30% on electricity," you could say, "One of my clients switched to this model. At the end of the month, her electric bill was so low. She thought the meter broke. She called a technician. He said, 'No, ma'am, it's just the new machine.' She laughed for a week." Simple, real, memorable. Or if you're selling insurance, instead of, "This plan offers full protection," you could share, "A client once refused my offer. A year later, he got into an accident. Luckily, his wife had secretly bought a plan for the family. He told me, if it wasn't for her, I'd be ruined." That's not selling. That's connecting. You're not pushing a product. You're touching a feeling. Every customer has a fear, a dream, a worry. When you speak to that, you're not just making a sale. You're making a bond. A good story doesn't have to be long. Just genuine, human. A touch of humor, a bit of warmth. And suddenly, you've clicked with their heart. Level 5. Selling with heart. This is the summit, where techniques no longer matter, because people feel your sincerity. Let me tell you a true story. A real estate agent once showed a client a luxury apartment. If sold, he'd earn double commission. After the viewing, he said, "It's a beautiful place, but if I were you, I wouldn't buy it. The location's fine, but the legal documents aren't clear. It's risky. Even if you bought it, I wouldn't feel right celebrating." The client said nothing. 3 months later, they came back and bought another property through him, because they realized he wasn't selling with his mouth. He was selling with his heart. Selling with heart means telling the truth, even if it costs the deal. Saying no when the client's about to make a mistake. Caring more about their win than your commission. Some people call that stupid. But that's how real trust is built. A client you lose for honesty can bring you 3 more who respect you for it. While those who lie to close the deal will eventually be taught a lesson by their customers. You can't learn this in a training course. It comes from time, failures, joy, and pain. Because at this level, you finally understand. Selling is not about getting someone to say yes. It's about helping them make the right decision for themselves. Final lesson. Whether you move from level 1 to 5 or 3 to 5, doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep evolving. Start with skill, learn to tell stories, and finish with heart. Because at the end of the day, customers won't remember what you said. They'll remember how you made them feel. If you found this story helpful, drop a like, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which level are you at in your sales journey?